Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Vivi Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say, where's Dashi? Dashi is currently in protecting the house. Also, shout out to Rudy and Tina for getting me that special gift. I love you guys so much. You guys are great. Anyway, commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. So we'll start off with Omi today. I really have one thing I want to talk about, but beforehand, obviously we're going to start with Omi. Omi is up 2.2% over on the day at 00072. We do have $844,000 in volume, and that is better than what we usually have. And over in the top 100, in the top 10, we outperform everything. In the top 20, we outperform everything except Shiba Inu. And then moving on from that, there is nothing else that we don't outperform in the top 50 except Caspa. Caspa is up 7.9%, so good for them. We tied with ApeCoin, which is up 2.2% over the last 24 hours. And yeah, we did very, very well today over the last 24 hours compared to the rest of the top 100. And Bone Shiba Swap is up 6.5%, so we didn't outperform them. Anyway, I was talking with a whale tonight that had helped set up this entire vacation, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him before he's able to go and get a logo. I don't want to be, accused and have aspersions cast upon me for malfeasance or obfuscation or any type of manipulation that would come via this. And he says, like, hey, what are some things that you think would be really good on Vivi? And I was like, well, what's your budget? And he's like, well, I don't want to put anything more into Vivi. And I was like, okay, well, show me what you have. And he's got tens of millions of Omi. So he's got a fair amount of that. And he's like, listen, Omi's probably your best bet. I said, but, what do you value most? I felt like Captain Jack Sparrow asking somebody, what is it that you want most? And he said, well, what do you mean? I was like, okay, well, do you just care about ROI? In which case, Omi's probably your best bet. And obviously this is me to him. This is not me to you. I don't give financial advice to you guys. To other people I do. And he's like, well, what are you thinking, for Vivi? And I was like, well, something that he does not have is the gold and silver Vivi logo. And I know I've told the story before, but it warrants a telling again, where even back 10 years ago, the minimum amount to go and be at a fundraiser dinner for President Obama was about $35,000. And that does not guarantee you a conversation with the man. It guarantees that you'll be in the same vicinity as his whereabouts and you'll get a picture with him. And maybe, just maybe, you'll get a 30 to 45-second conversation with him. For you to have his ear for that amount of time, it is worth it for people to spend that $35,000. And again, it's not guaranteed. Most times you go and get a picture and a minute and a half conversation with the vice president. So people do be spending a lot of money, whether it is for the clout. I don't think it's for the gram. I don't think it's for the vine. I think it is just so that they can go and say, hey, look what we've done. Picture with the president. But outside of that, there is another reason why I go and bring this up. And this is called celebrity appearance fees and what you may or may not need to go. And the appearance fees, and this is what I'm talking about with the gold and silver Vivi logo. It's something that you can go and talk with David and Dan for at least a couple minutes, multiple times a year. And that's not including the things that you could redeem if you buy a logo that hasn't been redeemed ever, like you haven't gone on and gotten the Golden Frankenberry, which is a couple $100, or the 2 out of the 3 cards for the golden monkeys, the speak all the evil, hear all the evil, and see all the evil, a couple $100 each. It's the figure about $900 between all 3 of those. So I told the guy, listen, you spend $3,300 now, you can go and get 900 of those gems back, and you get to talk to David and Dan every single year, multiple times a year. And I told him the story about exactly what I told you with trying to get a dinner with the president and trying to get a picture. And now, obviously, and I've said this before, money and power are different, similar, but different. Money is the Xbox 360 that everyone played for Worms, Castle Crashers, Call of Duty. You have Cold Train with, you have Assassin's Creed, and then you have Gears of War, and it's great. Everybody wanted it. But after a couple of months, you got the red rings of death. It only lasted for so long, the same way that money only lasts for a couple generations, usually. But power is much different than money. Power is that N64 where you could chuck it down the stairs and it'll be fine decades later. Money is the straw house that lasts for a couple of days or weeks, where power is that castle of stone that'll last for centuries. And why I bring this up is because, sure, you could go and make a decent amount on the gold and silver Vivi logo. In fact, we're going to go over that now. Because if anyone that has ever owned a business that had tried to get people in the door, or have even tried to go and make appearances with their favorite celebrities, well, as the name implies, celebrity appearances are arrangements for a celebrity to attend the party or event, whether it's public or private. If you're a club venue owner, you can book a celebrity to hang out at your venue. And again, there are a few different types. There's just a walkthrough. It's exactly as it sounds. Celebrities required just make a quick appearance at the event. Usually no preset amount of time they have to be there. They just show up, they walk through, and it typically costs the least amount of money. But the appearance is another way to go, where it's a cost-effective way to get a celebrity to attend your event. And even though they might not do much while they're there, at a minimum, they have an appearance fee requires a celebrity to hang out at your event for a predetermined amount of time. Depending on the type of celebrity, they may just sit at a table at the event and possibly take a few pictures with guests before leaving. But then you have a hosting event, which I think that's fairly similar to what David and Dan do. It usually is a bit pricier. It's also a better way to ensure that a celebrity doesn't just park themselves at a table in the corner and count down the minutes until they're allowed to leave. If you hire a celebrity to host your event, they'll be expected to spend much more significant amount of time there. And not only that, but they'll also be expected to deliver some quick remarks at the event, even if it's just an introduction or a greeting. And that brings us to the speaking events. Speaking agreements are typically only used for specific events. After all, nobody wants to hear a speech from a celebrity while they're at a bar or a club. But again, David and Dan do this, and everyone in the club or in the after party, they shut up, because when a couple billionaires go and speak, you shut up and listen. So in some cases, which are usually at private or corporate or conventions, celebrities will deliver prepared remarks and spend time before and after their speech hanging out and interacting with guests, which is normally what David and Dan do. And the benefits of this? Again, as mentioned, celebrity appearances can have a positive impact on the event, on the venue, and people willing to buy at least $25,000 worth of drinks to sit next to Nicki Minaj with no guarantee of having FaceTime with her, as well as reports of Saudi princes spending over $100,000, that's in that six-figure range, to secure a VIP table next to celebrities in Las Vegas. What does this have to do with the gold and silver Vivi logo? Right now, you can get FaceTime with a couple of billionaires multiple times a year for just $3,300. That is stupid. That is stupid, undervalued, and nobody knows. Nobody knows right now. I guarantee you, and I've sent this picture to a friend of mine. I'll go over and share it with you guys here. The picture happens to do with a buddy of mine that happens to have two logos, same as me, saying, I'm selling the number, X at about 50,000, and then holding the other one forever. And this is not a person that's pining. This is not a person that's going and saying, oh, hey, I'm a nobody, I'm a simp, I'm going to go and, idolize these guys and maybe get a word here and there. No, this person owns several different companies, decamillionaire by now, and will probably be a 100 millionaire, if not a billionaire in the future. He has more OMI than me. He has more collectibles than I do. And out of the two logos, he says, well, I'll sell one at 50,000 because that's good business, and the other one will hodl forever. Why? One person can't know everyone. But if you're able to go and spout some of your ideas to David and Dan, which right now, billionaires, that's fine. But at some point, they'll be multi-billionaires, and they'll be decabillionaires, and quite possibly beyond that. So this is not a drill. Once people find out about that they can get FaceTime with them, and again, the amount of money that the logo generates for you is writ small by the amount of power that it gives you. Again, I could talk all day about the people that are real estate moguls, that are people that have heavily influenced their VPs of certain companies and that are in this gold and silver Vivi logo group that you could see multiple times a year. But I won't go into that. I'll just go into the David and Dan bit and how every single business owner, every Yahoo with a couple $1,000,000 is going to want this logo to get FaceTime with them. And they have no, and again, people would be spending tens or hundreds of thousands to get FaceTime with influential celebrities or influential people with some power. Once, maybe, not guaranteed. What do you think they're going to do once they figure out that they could get FaceTime with a couple of billionaires every single year? This is not going to be going for single-digit, multi-$1,000. This will be going for tens of thousands of dollars. And again, I'm speaking against my own investments because I only have 2 and I want more. And as long as the price stays down here, I might get another one before the end of the year. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say this is going to go 100x and be $300,000. But I do think this will be tens of thousands of dollars and quite possibly the 6 figures within the next couple of years, just because of the FaceTime that it gets you with David and Dan. Right now you think, okay, Vivi's cool, whatever. Just a multi-billion-dollar company, no big deal. But in the future, when it's a household name and when it's the biggest name in the metaverse and one of the biggest names in AI and ChatGPT, because David had alluded already for him using that in the Viviverse, you can see where I'm going with this and how other people would try to proffer off this. Anyway, that is my video on the day on why I think the gold and silver Vivi logo is one of the most important pieces with the best ROI on the app that could surpass everything else. Because even though you have a partner statue, which is great, double first appearance of Mickey Mouse and Walt on the blockchain, super collectible, the utility that we got with that is kind of already come and gone. You got either 3 or 6 or 12 months of free Disney Plus a year, which is great. Good. I'm glad that people got that. I don't know if Disney's going to be able to do something else. I feel like Shawn Michaels, where after WrestleMania one year, after Hulk Hogan had appeared, everyone in the audience going, Hogan, Hogan, Hogan. And he says, until he needs another payday, he's not coming back. You can't tell, but I have a little microphone there. Anyway, unless Vivi goes and they want to go and have an amazing amount of utility that Disney agrees to with the gold and silver, or I'm sorry, with the partner statue, that utility I think is done. Now, despite that, I still think that'll do a 10, 20, maybe even 30x for that partner statue. But I think the Vivi logo could potentially do more. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just something that I'm thinking right here. The ramblings of a tired man at the end of the day. Anyway, my thoughts. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say, where's Dashie? Where is Dashie? I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Meow, 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 meow.